The other direction of combining and separating logs is to, instead of having one log and separating it, we're going to have many logs and turn them into one. And this is the algebra skill, because as we saw back in, I guess, 7.2, where we were solving basic log equations, we always isolated the log and then rewrote it as an exponential. We're going to do the same thing in 7.5 and we solve more complicated log equations. So if I have like all of these equal 5, I don't know how to solve. But if I combine them into one logarithm, then I have logarithm equals 5, and I'm able to rewrite it as an exponential and solve. So this is the thing that we're going to do a lot more of in this class. Okay, the instructions here say that all exponents should be positive. So this is the thing we're going to be doing a lot, and all exponents should be positive. Same as before. If I have a sum, it's going to turn into multiplication inside of a log. If I have subtraction, it's going to turn into division inside of a log. Okay, so before you start turning addition into multiplication or subtraction into division, you need to make sure that all powers are inside, because my rule says, here's my rule. My rule says log A plus log A. It doesn't say log A plus 3 log A. So I need to make sure all powers are pulled inside first. And I need to make sure that all of the bases match. So in this case, it's natural log, natural log, natural log. That's fine. All of the bases are the same, and I'm allowed to combine them. Okay. Powers are going to come in first. And we're going to do this a whole bunch, that rule specifically. So log 12 plus log x to the 9th minus log y to the 7th. So all I did was pull powers in, and then addition turns into multiplication. So a sum of logs is a log of product. So this is actually 12 times x to the 9th So this was rule 3. This is rule 1. And then rule 2 says that a difference of logs is a log of quotient. So it would be the first one in the top and the second one in the bottom. So I get natural log of 12 x to the 9th, y to the 7th. The x and the y can't simplify at all, so they can just stay like they are. Get this. The second one is a little more complicated, of course. I would say that roughly this level of difficulty is what we're going to be doing in 7.5 with combining. You know, maybe the x and y, instead of x and y, you have like x plus 3 and x minus 4, so that you have to multiply that stuff out. But it's not going to be much more complicated than A. But let's look at one of these from your homework. So do the bases match? Log base 10, log base 10, log base 10. So all of them have the same base. Remember that if you don't see a number here, that means it's base 10. All right, first powers. Powers, powers, powers. So factors come in as powers. So that means I have log of x squared y cubed to the 4th plus log 1 over x to the 4th minus log y squared. Now whether you want to simplify these powers now or later doesn't matter. I would go ahead and simplify stuff now. That way it feels less like scary when you're doing it. Okay. So power to a power means you multiply. So this is log of x to the 8, y to the 12th, plus log of 1 over x to the 4th, minus log y squared. Okay. If things are multiplying, or sorry, if things are adding, we're going to turn it into multiplication inside of the logarithm. So log of x to the 8, y to the 12th times 1 over x to the 4th minus log y squared. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Log x to the 8, y to the 12th over x to the 4th minus log of y squared. And then this is subtracting, so it goes in the bottom. Log x to the 8, y to the 12th over x to the 4th, y to the 2nd. And then simplify powers, right? So 8 minus 4 is 4. 12 minus 2 is 10. So I have log of x to the 4th, y to the 10th. Now if you had gone up here and realized, oh, if I have 1 over x to the 4, that's x to the negative 4, then you could just do this is minus x to the 4th or plus x to the negative 4th, and it would have simplified the same with the 8. So your individual step might look a little bit different, but it's all addition turns into multiplication inside the logarithm. Subtraction turns into division inside of the logarithm. Always do your powers first. So always bring in powers first. That's your first step, is always do the powers.